What's going on, guys? Killer6 back with another patch notes and news video for you guys. We're also going to break down the Maurice Black Market location for the week, also what the weekly wildcard mission is, and what the weekly Moxie's Big Encore is. So let's get started. Borderlands 4 update notes, the patch, October 2nd, 2025. We got an update. This update includes some additional balance changes and other updates for Vault Hunters. This one says, welcome to our first significant balance patch. Our high-level goal for Borderlands 4 is always to provide players with tools and means to build their perfect Vault Hunter. Through the combination of gear, firmware, skill, and specialization trees, we want players to experiment and craft theories, then put them to the test in combat. For today's update, we wanted to focus on creating greater build diversity and adjusting underperforming skills. Amon in particular gets a host of adjustments to bring him closer in line with the general power level of other Vault Hunters. Vex's summons and Rafa's melee power see adjustments to make those builds more viable in the late game. Finally, Harlow has a couple of tweaks to make sure Stasis is getting value for players. Looking to the future, we're investigating stats and behaviors on class mods, rep kits, shields, and firmware to make sure they are providing avenues to greater build diversity. We're also planning to fix a number of unintended interactions. Those exploits prevent us from creating meaningful build diversity as they trivialize content that is otherwise meant to challenge players. Them nerfs is coming, boys. Get yourselves ready. We're excited about the future of Borderlands 4 and its upcoming post-launch roadmap. This is just the start of an exciting year of updates and content, and we can't wait to experience it all with our community. Please restart your game to ensure the update goes through and to prevent connection errors and matchmaking. Let's go over it. They added auto clearing of Borderlands 4 stale shaders on version update, preventing performance degradation. Hey, that's good. Listen, that was one of the things that I know a lot of PC players are having issues with, is old shaders that just weren't being used anymore, and it was like cluttering their cache. So that's good. Character balance adjustments. Harlow action skills 0 point stasis slam damage is increased by 30%. That's a pretty big jump. And stasis immune damage increased by 14.7%. Nice. Rafa action skills, the Apophis Lance increased damage by 10%. My build is already Apophis Lance, so it's going to be even stronger. I like that. Capstone's people person. Project Ryuju damage now scales by 12% per second, up for 10%. Project Basilisk damage increased by 15%. Hazard damage increased by 25%. Gorgon damage by 17. Passives for the people person skill. Arc knives, the melee damage increased by 12%. I don't know if that's going to be enough, but you know, fingers crossed. Dash damage increased by 5%, so we'll see how those feel. Passives, this year's gimmick handshake deal melee damage increased to 9% from 7% per point. Liquidation, the damage increased by 50%. Holy crap. Liquidation, there it is. Arced enemies killed by Rafa leave behind a corrosive hazard for a duration. Hazard damage 1100, so they're increasing that by 50, so it's going to go up to what, 16, about 1600. I don't know if that's enough to make that worth it, but we'll see. Vex, we got some buffs for Incarnate. The phase explosion damage increased by 16.6%. Eldritch blast damage increased by 9.5%. Energy vampire damage increased by 25%. Heart piercer damage increased by 22%. Desecration hazard damage increased by 50%. Desecration airborne burst damage increased by 48%. Now, why they did 50%, 48%, I don't know. Why they did 41%, I don't know. These are some very arbitrary kind of numbers. It feels like 22%. You know, I don't know, man. Dread Knight hazard damage increased by 100%. Dread Light hazard damage. When Vex deals gun damage, there's a chance to spawn radioactive hazard. The hazard chance is 5%, and then it shows the damage per points, and it's 100% increase, right? 100% increase. So it's gonna be double. All right, interesting. Phase familiar, trouble health scaling by 10%. Trouble damage is increased by almost 22%. Very nice. For the augments, here comes trouble. Your violent outburst damage is increased by 12.5%. Vorpal fang damage increased by 34%. Gains a chance to critically hit with all attacks. Press and hold command skill, summons phase daggers overhead. That could be good. Trouble bubble damage increased by 33%. Aura specs, phase dagger damage increased by 11.7%. And then Amon, this is where there's a lot to read. So for Amon, there's going to be a lot of these things where it's just 1 point increase. I'm going to just like scroll past them. I'm not going to sit here and read you every single one singular point increase. Instead, I'm looking at things like this, where Scourge has its maximum vengeance increased by 50%, making it able to absorb more damage and deal more damage with Forge Whip when consumed. And Forge Forge whip damage has increased by 27%. Okay, that's some good news right there. That's some good news right there. All right, augments Vengeance blast chill increased by 45%. Molten rebuke increased by 86%. 86%, almost 100%. So I would put that to 4,000 ish, about 4,000 ish. That's not bad. Eternal Winter massive forge wave damage increased by 100%. Wait a second. Bro, my build's about to be cracked. Hold on, we gotta go update. We need a baseline, so we can just make sure. All right, so it gives us a baseline to test that with. I think my whip build's about to get stupid. I think my whip build's about to be real damn good. Storm Lance has also been increased by 52%. That's going to be good when we fight Origo. Storm Lance detonation damage increased by 10%. Passives in the Vengeance tree. Scorched Kairos now deals ordnance damage by... Okay, so we got an increase on that. Battle Boring gains increased gun damage. Nice. Scar Tissue increased max health. Eternal increased action skill damage. World Breaker damage. Which one's World Breaker? There's a lot of boosts here for Amon. This is really good. All right, screw it, let's go test. Yep, that's already better. Oh yeah, that's already better. Oh yeah, that's pretty damn sexy. It's pretty damn sexy now. Add in a fish. Damn, these fish are going crazy, dude. This is what I did last time, and this helped me a lot. If you guys want to try this for yourselves, if you're still stuttering after the update, go into the Vault of Inceptus. This is all I did last time, and this literally just fixed my issues. I went into the Vault of Inceptus, it compiled more shaders real quick. I don't know if you saw that. And then I just literally turned and went out the door at the Vault of Inceptus, and it compiles shaders again as you come out of there. And that was it. Yeah. Stutters be gone. So yeah, here's the skill tree in case anybody wants to see this. Got Blueberry. This is class mod 2 points, class mod 2 points. So I'm only down to through here using this augment. And then in Pumpkin Spice, I have 3 points for my class mod here. But real quick, let's load up our Rafa. Let's go to Mimicron. Mimicron would be a good test for the Apophis Lance. All right, so I got my Apophis Lance, and the only thing I've got on is the battery subscription service. I don't even have like points down in the bottom half of this tree. Got most of my points in the red tree for indirect damage. Got our Buster on. We got our Fireworks Shield, TDR stuff. Got our crit knife. I would take the crit knife off. I don't even need to use the crit knife. Nice big chunk right there. Holy shit, bro. All right, well, I'd say the Apophis Lance got a buff. This should be a really good test for the whip, because this first phase is shock and then it's armor, and the armor should just be like, but that first phase of shock will test how good shit is for me right now. All right, Mimicron, let's see how this goes. Okay. That's all right, you know. Now let's throw some fish through here. Now we hit him with just pure whip nonsense. Bro, pick a side of my barrier and stick to it. You're making me run in circles and I don't like it. But looky there, we got us a legendary. A husky friend. It's replicator too. All right, that was okay. So without having a Harlow at max level and a Vex at max level, I can't really test those other things out, and you can't like download people's saves on this game. I can only tell you that I've heard from other people that number one, Rafa's melee build feels okay, not great still, so that probably still needs a little bit more work. And I've heard that Vex's companions are definitely doing better now. Harlow didn't really need much in the way of love and attention, and I haven't heard anybody talk about the slam abilities yet with her bubble, so I'm not sure how well that's doing. If you know, if you've tested and how you feel, let me know in the comment section down below. But let's go ahead and jump over to the Maurice Black Market Machine and all the other weekly stuff now. All right, for the weekly activities, the first thing we have is the Means of Ascent is our wild card mission this week, and the modifiers are Tricky, Deflector, and Cold Hearted. For the Maurice's Black Market this week, you want to head to the Someday Rise safe house. That's also the safe house that's really close to this arena here, and it's the one that we always use whenever we want to go down to the Foundry Freaks site. And the Maurice's Black Market is down here along the shoreline, and along the shoreline over here you'll see this house. You'll see these couple of signs out front of it is located right here on your map, and again that's just a little bit northwest of the Foundry Freaks and a little bit southwest of the Someday Rise safe house. And everybody has different inventory in their machine, so there's really no point in me showing you what I got. Just know that you go up these stairs, you go in this door, and the Maurice's machine is right here. Make sure that you have inventory space before you go into the machine, because once you go into the machine you can't come back out of it, drop items, and then go back in. So make sure you have plenty of room in your backpack before you even enter the machine. Also, please note that you cannot do these weekly activities unless you've defeated the game and started ultimate levels. So keep that in mind. You have to have ultimate on in order to even see the Maurice's Black Market machine. And the final of the weekly things is Driller Hole. This is our Moxie's big encore for the week, and Driller Hole is located over here on your map. You will have fought him during the story. The closest save station to this is the low rise. You're going to travel there and you're just going to head southwest and go in there and fight this guy. And if you use Iridium, you can do the Moxie's big encore, which almost guarantees you drops, and that makes this the best possible way to get shinies right now in the game. So I do want to point out, when you get over here, if you put your icon on Digger Hole's indicator on the map, the line should take you directly where you need to go. But just in case you guys did not know this, when you get over to this area, you can actually, instead of going down this shaft over here like you had to during the story, you can actually go down this elevator shaft over here, and this is going to basically put you right at Digger Hole. When you get to the bottom of this, there's just a door, and then ta-da, you're going to be right at the boss. So this is a much faster way. Now you do have to jump back through the portal here, so after you jump through the portal, that puts you right where you need to be. And again, make sure you spend Iridium on the big encore, and that way you have basically almost a guaranteed chance at one of his legendaries. And again, this is definitely the best way right now to get a shiny from this boss. So if you're looking for a shiny Kanagawa's or a shiny GMR, this is your week. This is the time to do it. Good luck. Happy hunting. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a great day.